In Power BI, we will be working on different DAX functions. We will be working on different measures. We will be working on different calculated columns. We will use complex DAX queries. We will be using SQL for data transformation. Some people, depending upon the project, they even use Python for data transformation. We use Power Query Editor. We use whatnot. But let me ask you a simple question. Whenever we are working on any sort of data, 99% of the data that we are working on will be having the period related information. In the sense, I am talking about the date related information, I am talking about the time related information. So these kind of data will be generally available. And mostly if you are working on with the sales and marketing kind of data, then this particular date and time information is always available. Whenever I am talking to you about the period related information, my dear viewers, here let us consider a scenario that I am having a list of months. Now we have months starting from January till December, right? So now I want to visualize that particular month in a, let's consider in a table chart. Then what happens is that we will not get that in a sequence, right? So we will get April month on the first, January somewhere in the middle, December will come on the second place, and the April month will come on the 9th place, September will go on the 4th place. So it will be upside down, it will be in a zigzag way, right? So now we have a lot of calculations that we can do so that we can go and make it in a sequential order. Starting from January till we go with the December, there are n number of ways to solve this particular question. But when it comes to the measures, is it possible to do these kind of formatting for measures? Hi, I am M. Asif Hussain from KnowHow Academy. What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to learn and understand the adaptive formatting errors with measures in Power BI. So by the end of this video, you could get an idea on how we have to format the measures, okay, using dynamic way, how we have to write the DAX functions, what way can we go and generate the DAX queries so that we can get the solution in days, hours, months, minutes and seconds. All those things we are going to learn in this video. So watch till the end. My dear viewers, let me first show you the data. Okay, let's have a quick review about the data that I have. I have a process table. In this process table, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 columns. And if you carefully observe, here I have the start date column. In this start date column, I have date related information. I have the time related information as well. And in the start time as well, we have the date, only we have time. It goes with the end date and end time. It's common here. Now, just understand the data type of these columns. So if you carefully observe, the end date, it is in a date format. The start date, it is in a date format, but the start time and the end time, they are not in a date format. They are in a text format. Okay, so now let's avoid using the end time and the start time. Let's work and consider the start date and end date. So now what I am trying to do, I am going and taking a table chart here. So in this particular table chart, let me go and take the process ID first, where I am getting the count of process ID. I do not want to summarize it, so just click on don't summarize. Okay, so now what I am trying to do, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a process ID, and I am going to take the start date here, and I am going to take the end date here. Now if you carefully observe, we are getting the date in a hierarchical way. What is a hierarchical way? Year, quarter, month, day. In this format we are getting it. So now let's not go in this particular hierarchical way. Let's go and consider the start date with a date like this, and right click, end date in a date format like this. Okay, so now we have the start date, we have the end date. So now what we have to do, we have to go and find out what is the duration between these two dates. Okay, so let's consider, I would like to find out the duration in the terms of seconds in between the start date and to the end date. So if you would like to find out that, what I have done, I have considered a small measure here. I have taken a small measure here. So let's consider I am taking the date difference. Always remember that whenever we are trying to find the difference between the two dates, we will be using the DAX function called date diff. So after I choose this particular date diff DAX function, I am choosing the max function, which is an aggregate function. So maximum of the start date, and after that I am considering the if condition. Is blank. Okay, we are using is blank as a DAX function here, the maximum end date, and UTC now, the time that we are going to consider the date and time, and the maximum function where I am choosing the end date, and in what terms I want it, in the terms of seconds. So that's why I have chosen it second here. So now what I am trying to do, in the same table chart, I'll get this particular duration that I have it. We can see that we are getting some duration, but in the form of a number. We are getting these particular durations. I wanted to find out in the terms of seconds. I am getting some number. So it's very difficult for us in order to go and predict, in order to go and analyze, in order to go and understand how exactly we have to read these particular numbers. Alright, so in order to make this process much more easier, okay, so if I just click on this, okay, you will get it in a descending order. So the highest number with the next lowest, with the next lowest, with the next lowest, with the least number. So now if you just look into it, and I would like to see the difference between all these start date and end date, but I would like to get the result in the terms of, okay, so these many number of days, these many number of months, these many number of years, hours, minutes. So in that particular difference, I would like to get it. So now generally what we do, as I have told you an example, that whenever we are trying to get a column with a month related information, we can do the formatting of the column where if we have the jumbling of the months, if not in a sequence, we can arrange it in a sequential order starting from January till December. But how should we go and do this in a measure? That's where our adaptive formatting comes into the picture. Few of them call it as a dynamic formatting as well. So now what I'm trying to do is that I'm going and considering one small function here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I am just considering the new measure. Okay, I'm just considering the new measure. So under this new measure, what I'm trying to do, I am taking DAX functions. I'm choosing the DAX functions where I would like to see the information as part of months, as part of years, as part of days, that I would like to see it. So for that, what I'm trying to do is that, so here let me go and consider the measure. In this measure, what I'm trying to do, if you consider, I'm considering the variables, and first the duration that we have calculated, that I'm considering it here, and under minutes integer, this particular second divided by 60, again whatever we have the remaining, again into 60. So like this, I have considered it for minutes, I have considered it for hours, and I have considered it for days, and finally I would like to see the value how in the form of days, hours, and in the form of minutes, and that's where I would like to return it as part of this final in the output. Okay, so this is a simple DAX function that I have chosen here. So now what I'm trying to do is that I'm getting this particular measure here into my particular table. Let me go and remove this total column, the total line. It's easy for us to understand. Okay, so as you can see that we have got the value in the terms of 0 days, 19 hours, 22 minutes. Okay, So 0 days 22 hours 25 minutes, 4 days 17 hours 25 minutes, 18 days 22 hours 19 minutes, 877 days 7 hours and 26 minutes. Okay, so this is the difference on how we have to get it in the form of days, hours and minutes. That's what we have calculated. But here what I am trying to do, my dear viewers, so I have considered the same DAX function but in another way, where what I am trying to do, this particular DAX function, if I would like to convert it in an adaptive way, where I would like to format it in a dynamically, that's where we can come here under format option, and under format option we have something called as a dynamic. So this dynamic, it's a measure right now. I would like to format it, and that's where we are going to get the similar DAX function how we have used and calculated for days, hours, minutes and seconds. That's what we have considered it here. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is that this particular function that we have chosen it right away, in this I'm getting this formatting one that we have calculated, and let me remove this all and just look into it how we can make it in a very simple and in a very easy way, where we are getting it now in a sequential way, where we have 877 days, then followed by 18 days, then followed by 4 days, then followed by 0 days, then followed by 0 days. Okay, so whenever we are trying to convert or whenever we are trying to format a measure in a dynamic way, we should consider that we have an option called dynamic format for measures, that we have it under preview features. So that we have to enable it whenever we are trying to work on it. So in this way we can go and format the measure and make sure that we are getting the desired output what exactly we are looking for. So my dear viewers, in this video we have learned the adaptive formatting errors with measures in Power BI. So thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as your source for IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate the tech world. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.